After days of silence, Zambia's Vice President Mutale Nalumango has finally spoken out about the passing of former President Edgar Lungu, and what she said stunned the entire nation. Watch this before it's taken down. First you listen to what they said, then I'll tell you.
Late Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was our president. We are adding pain. We want to continuously make the family feel pain. You have no love. This is people's funeral. We needed him. Whether it's for quarreling, we needed him. I am at pain to stand and try to respond to what the former president of PF.
Order. Honorable Member for Matero, you've asked a question. Allow her honor to answer the question.
It's very...
Order. Order, honorable members, order.
I am saying I'm at pain because you have given guidance that this is not a time for us to debate, particularly the issues pertaining to the funeral of the late sixth president of this republic. A very important funeral. And at any funeral, when you are truly hurt, you don't shout. You are not the one that would want to see confusion. To honor a person in their death is generally to be quiet, to see, yes, be calm until you we send the body to rest. And for the former president of PF who overthrew the late that we are in the PF, it was announced in this house.
Honorable Member for Matero, please take your seat.
It was announced in this house that he was the president of PF, and then we hear he is no longer. Then Honorable Chavinga becomes the president, then we sit. We don't want to have this kind of debate today when the body of our president, please understand, the Honorable Member for Matero. He was our president. All of us, just like President Hakainde is your president. Whether you like it or not. Being in your position doesn't make the president not your president. And that is where the confusion starts from. Late Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was our president. We agreed.
Order. Honorable Member for Nakonde. Honorable Member Nakonde.
I don't think he understands what he's shouting about. He was the president. There was no alternative president. There was no parallel government, like they want to put it, that they can have a state funeral without the head of state. Is that not treasonous? You want to remove the head of state? Please, colleagues, this is a serious matter. Let us allow. If you are not mourning now, I don't know when you shall mourn for this man whom God allowed to rule this country for 7 years. The family is mourning. Like the speaker, sorry to refer to what you have said. We are adding pain. We want to continuously make the family feel pain. You have no love. You want to use political, mileage on a dead man. And the dead can't speak. You can't do that. Please allow the country. This is people's funeral. Zambians' funeral. Let us allow the family to mourn. Please, check your heart. Are you using this? I am sorry, because it is when you confuse personal relations with political relations. The president was president. Let us mourn him with dignity. Let us not use him. If in your heart you want to use this for your own political gain, stop it. Because, sorry, Honorable, I have to speak. You asked the question despite guidance. You will get the punishment you deserve from God himself. You can't use a dead man's body. You can't. Let the family, please, let the family mourn. Let Zambians mourn. We have all lost. We have all lost. It is painful. Colleagues, if you haven't seen the pain, he was the only surviving former president. We needed him. Whether it's for quarreling, we needed him. Whether it's for politics, we needed him. You have to understand that we needed him. The fact that we differed politically doesn't mean that we wanted him dead. Neither are we happy to see him gone. Colleagues, this is a funeral. If you still hate a dead man, then you are worse than Satan himself. Nobody hates a dead man. We love him. We wanted him. Just like we want you, honorable member for Mutale. But we are not together with you politically. We will argue and we will quarrel. But when you die, you will still be my son. And in personal life, you are my relative. Let us differentiate. Why do we want to turn this funeral into political and national acrimony? No. Let us use this funeral to unite each other. We will go back to politics. And they'll say, Lunte, you are so wrong. You should be removed from Lunte. And we have a candidate who is better than you. But when I say that, does it mean that there is hatred? No. This is democracy. Now we are taking democracy to a situation where we want bitterness in the country, where we want anger in the country. No. Please, can we allow my honorable Fonkana, can we for once allow the Lungu family to have, no, but I should be talking to my son, honorable member, to for Mutale. This, we must mourn. If you hated Lungu, Honorable Lunte, calm down.
Honorable member,
calm down.
Please.
Can I appeal, madam, like you did? Can I follow you? Honorable members, please calm down. Whether you are UPND, calm down, calm down. It is a time to calm down. When we are mourning, let us mourn. We have lost a human being. Other than being a former president, he was a human being. I am saying everybody, all of us, should calm down when we think of this funeral. We have done enough. And this government will truly honor the family. That's why we have reached this far, because people are still talking. The government does not want to bulldoze. When people are mourning, you listen to them. And we are listening for us to be able to bring harmony. We can't just say, if it was the use of power of governance, we would have said this is the date and this is it. Some people are even saying, why didn't he announce the program? I don't want to really spend time, arguing with this. It is a fact that there was an announcement of a period of mourning from a political party. The government also announced. Now, should we continue where I come from, Chise? No. We are talking to the family. This government is talking to the family. And the only prayer is let the family please mourn. Don't take it politically. We have all lost, yes, like other presidents, but the family has lost more. Allow them to mourn. Don't take the responsibility that you don't have in this matter. Don't, because you may make mistakes. I've just said there is no state without a head of state. Honorable. There is no state without a head of state. It's a dangerous way to move, especially by a learned council, to say state without. Are you assuming that position? It's dangerous. Please, can we mourn together? Any Zambian who is real is hating during this time. Can we allow those who are hating to please mourn so that we can now move on into the issues that you guided, madam. We only have this one Zambia, and for 7 years we had only one president, and I enjoyed quarreling with him, and I remember him.
Breaking statement. In a moment that has gripped the nation, Zambia's Vice President Mutale Nalumango has finally addressed the passing of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Her emotional and powerful remarks have sparked reactions across the political spectrum and from millions of Zambians. Inside this video, VP Nalumango's full statement on the death of ECL, public and political reactions in real time, hidden meanings and the political implications behind her words, the latest update on the state funeral and government arrangements. This is more than just a tribute. It's a moment of reckoning for Zambia's leadership. Public and political reactions in real time. Public reactions. The Zambian public's response to Edgar Lungu's death, as gleaned from sentiment on X and general socio-political context, is multifaceted. Lungu, a polarizing figure during his presidency, 2015 to 2021, evokes varied emotions, sympathy and mourning. Many Zambians, particularly supporters of the Patriotic Front (PF), Lungu's political party, are expressing grief. Social media posts likely include tributes, prayers, and personal anecdotes about Lungu's leadership, especially among those who benefited from his infrastructure projects or populist policies. Criticism and reflection. Critics of Lungu, particularly supporters of the ruling United Party for National Development (UPND), may express condolences but also reflect on his controversial tenure, marked by allegations of corruption, economic mismanagement, and democratic backsliding. These sentiments are likely subdued in public forums due to cultural norms around respecting the deceased. Calls for unity. Nalumango's call for prayer and unity has resonated with some, as seen in neutral or apolitical posts urging Zambians to come together. However, underlying tensions between PF and UPND supporters may surface in private or less moderated spaces. Political reactions. Patriotic Front (PF). The PF, Lungu's party, is likely grappling with both grief and strategic concerns. Lungu remained a central figure in the opposition, and his death creates a leadership vacuum. Senior PF figures may issue statements praising Lungu's legacy while subtly positioning themselves as successors. United Party for National Development (UPND). The ruling UPND, led by President Hakainde Hichilema, has adopted a conciliatory tone through Nalumango's statements. This reflects a strategic effort to avoid accusations of insensitivity, given the historical rivalry between Hichilema and Lungu. UPND leaders are likely emphasizing national unity to maintain stability. Other political actors, smaller opposition parties, and civil society organizations may issue neutral condolences, focusing on Lungu's role in Zambia's democracy. Some may call for transparency in funeral arrangements to ensure inclusivity to real-time sentiment on X. While specific X posts beyond today's reports are not provided, the platform likely reflects a mix of mourning, political posturing, and speculation. Hashtags like hashtag RIP Lungu or hashtag Edgar Lungu may trend, with users sharing images, videos, or quotes from Lungu's presidency. Conspiracy theories about the cause of death, e.g. foul play, may emerge, given Lungu's high-profile status and Zambia's polarized political climate, though no evidence supports such claims. Elaboration. The absence of detailed X posts limits precise sentiment analysis, but Zambia's political history suggests a divided public. Lungu's supporters view him as a champion of the common man, while detractors criticize his governance. Nalumango's statements aim to bridge this divide, but real-time reactions likely reveal persistent fault lines. The government's handling of the funeral will be a key test of its ability to manage public sentiment. Hidden meanings and political implications behind Nalumango's words. Hidden meanings. Nalumango's statements are carefully crafted to navigate Zambia's volatile political landscape. Key phrases carry subtext, heartbreaking. This emotional language humanizes the government's response, countering perceptions of UPND hostility toward Lungu. It also appeals to Zambians' cultural emphasis on empathy during mourning. President for all. This phrase reframes Lungu's legacy as inclusive, glossing over his divisive tenure. It's a diplomatic move to prevent PF supporters from feeling alienated and to project UPND as magnanimous. No intention of imposing itself. This addresses potential suspicions that UPND might control funeral arrangements to marginalize PF or exploit Lungu's death politically. It reassures the public and Lungu's family of government neutrality. Dialogue with the former First Family. This signals respect for protocol and Lungu's family, but also subtly asserts government oversight, ensuring arrangements align with state interests. Turn to God in prayer. Invoking religion aligns with Zambia's Christian identity, aiming to unify diverse groups under a shared spiritual framework while deflecting political tensions. Political implications. UPND's image management. Nalumango's conciliatory tone is a strategic effort to soften UPND's image, often criticized as antagonistic toward PF. A misstep could inflame tensions, especially if PF supporters perceive disrespect toward Lungu's legacy, PF's future. Lungu's death weakens PF's cohesion, as he was a unifying figure despite internal factions. The funeral could become a rallying point for PF to regroup or a stage for leadership contests, impacting Zambia's opposition dynamics. National stability. Zambia's polarized politics, exacerbated by economic challenges, make Lungu's death a potential flashpoint. Nalumango's emphasis on unity unity aims to prevent protests or violence, particularly in PF strongholds like Lusaka and the Copperbelt. Hichilema's leadership test. President Hichilema's absence from the provided statements, with Nalumango speaking on his behalf, may reflect a deliberate choice to avoid direct association with Lungu's death, given their rivalry. However, Hichilema's handling of the funeral will shape public perceptions of his leadership. Regional and international optics. Lungu's death in South Africa raises questions about his health and circumstances, potentially prompting scrutiny of Zambia's healthcare system or diplomatic relations. Nalumango's statements avoid these issues, focusing on domestic unity. Elaboration. Nalumango's words are a balancing act, addressing immediate grief while managing long-term political risks. The subtext reveals UPND's awareness of its precarious position in a divided nation. The funeral's execution will determine whether her calls for harmony translate into tangible goodwill or deepen existing rifts. Latest update on the state funeral and government arrangements. Current developments. Based on the ex-post from June 13, 2025, the Zambian government is actively planning the state funeral for former President Edgar Lungu. Key updates include government stance. Vice President Nalumango has emphasized that the government will not imposing itself on funeral arrangements, prioritizing dialogue with Lungu's family to ensure harmony. This suggests a collaborative approach, likely involving the former First Lady, Esther Lungu, and other relatives. Funeral planning. While specific details, e.g. dates, venues, or protocols, are not provided, the government's commitment to a state funeral implies a high-level ceremony befitting a former head of state. This likely includes a period of national mourning with flags at half-mast, public viewing of the body at a significant location such as Mulungushi International Conference Center in Lusaka, state funeral service, possibly at the National Heroes Stadium, attended by burial in Lusaka or Lungu's home province, Eastern Province. Logistical considerations. The government is likely coordinating with security forces to manage crowds, especially in urban areas, and ensuring the presence of dignitaries, including regional leaders from SADC countries. South Africa connection. Lungu's death in South Africa suggests his body was repatriated to Zambia, requiring diplomatic coordination. The cause of death remains unspecified, which may prompt public speculation but is not addressed in official statements. Potential challenges. Family-government tensions. Despite Nalumango's assurance of dialogue, disagreements over funeral details, e.g. location, guest list, or political representation, could arise, especially if PF perceives UPND dominance. Public participation. Ensuring inclusive access to the funeral events, particularly for PF supporters, is critical to avoid accusations of exclusion. Security risks. Large gatherings in Lusaka or other cities could spark unrest if mismanaged, given political sensitivities. Funding and transparency. Questions about who funds the funeral, state versus private contributions, may emerge, with potential for controversy if perceived as extravagant or opaque. Elaboration. The government's commitment to harmony reflects an awareness of these challenges. The funeral's success will depend on transparency, inclusivity, and sensitivity to PF sentiments. Updates are expected soon, likely through state media like ZNBC, detailing the funeral program and public participation guidelines. A moment of reckoning for Zambia's leadership. Lungu's death is indeed more than a tribute. It's a pivotal moment for Zambia's leadership, particularly for President Hakainde Hichilema and UPND government. This section elaborates on why. Test of statesmanship. Hichilema's ability to rise above personal and political differences with Lungu will define his legacy. A dignified funeral could earn him respect from moderates and some PF supporters, while a perceived slight could entrench divisions. Nalumango's statements set a positive tone, but Hichilema's direct involvement, e.g. a personal condolence or funeral speech, will be closely watched. Political realignment. Lungu's death disrupts Zambia's opposition, potentially fragmenting PF or galvanizing it under new leadership. UPND must navigate this shift carefully, as a weakened opposition could reduce pressure but also destabilize democratic balance. The funeral may serve as a stage for PF leaders to assert influence, impacting future elections. Economic and social context. Zambia faces economic challenges, including high debt and inflation, which amplify public scrutiny of government spending. The state funeral's cost, alongside perceptions of UPND's economic performance, could fuel discontent. Nalumango's call for unity aims to mitigate this, but economic grievances may overshadow mourning. Historical reconciliation. The UPND-PF rivalry, marked by Lungu's alleged persecution of Hichilema and post-2021 investigations into PF corruption, lingers in public memory. Lungu's death offers a chance for symbolic reconciliation, with the funeral as a gesture of goodwill. Failure to seize this opportunity could perpetuate cycles of retribution. Public trust and governance. The government's transparency in funeral arrangements and its ability to manage public sentiment will reflect its broader governance. A well-executed funeral could bolster trust, while missteps could reinforce perceptions of partisanship or incompetence. Elaboration. Lungu's death forces Zambia's leadership to confront its past while shaping its future. For Hichilema, this is a moment to demonstrate unity and competence amid grief and division. The funeral's outcome will ripple through Zambia's political landscape, influencing public opinion, opposition strategies, and regional perceptions. Nalumango's statements are a foundation, but leadership's actions in the coming days will determine whether this reckoning unites or polarizes.